Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Toma Todito Show. And I wanted to break down the Iron Mike Tyson fight versus Roy Jones Jr. There's been a lot of hype, a lot of noise. It's exciting to see these legends step in the ring, not just stepping in the ring once again, but stepping in the ring against one another, right? Where this fight should have taken place at one point in the early 2000s. It was set to take place. The talks were there, but it never developed. So now we're going to get them back in the ring. Now, there is a lot of hype, and there's two ways to see this thing, right? Because the rules have come out. It is not going to be a sanctioned fight. Therefore, it's not officially a comeback fight for either fighter. Although they are going to be in the ring, they're going to be active. They've been training. You see a lot of videos all over social media, and they both look good. Mike Tyson looks like he's in fighting shape, looks ready. Some of these training videos where Roy Jones is hitting the mitts and hitting the pads, he looks awesome. He looks in great shape. Now, the rules came out. The California State Athletic Commission came out saying that this is not going to be a sanctioned fight, that it's going to be a charitable event, that it's going to be an exhibition. It's being set up as an 8-round fight. They're going to be using 12-ounce gloves, no headgear. Headgear is optional, but as far as we know, the fighters are not going to step into the ring with headgear, at least as of now. It seems like there's no judges. Also, it's another thing they announced: no judges on the ringside. So they're going to have guest or celebrity judges that are going to be present. Hence, with no judges, there's not going to be a winner announced. There won't be a winner. There won't be a loser. This is going to be basically an exhibition match. And the WBC even stepped in. They're going to be awarding basically like a participation type medal. They're going to be giving them a frontline WBC championship or belt that they're going to award to each fighter at the conclusion of the fight. So that's how it's being set up, right? An 8-round fight, 12-ounce gloves, headgear is optional, no judges, therefore no winner will be declared, no winner will be announced, and it is not a sanctioned fight, so this is not going to go on the records and on the official boxing books. With that said, they have a card set up with a former basketball player in Nate Campbell. That's the co-headliner against a social media star, brother of Logan Paul, Jake Paul. And so that's the co-headliner. Then they have some other fights, and I was watching, they're going to have some concerts as well. There's some big artists that are going to be taking part in this. So they're going to have some concerts there, some music available. And then you see Badu Jack, who's a legit 168, 175 pound fighter. He's a legit challenger for the title. He's had some amazing fights, and he got snuck in there in the card. So if anything, the legit fighter that's in there is going to be the Badu Jack fight. And that's probably the one that I'm looking forward to. This is going to be a $50, pay-per-view. It's going to be streamed by a private app. It looks like it's thriller.com or thrillertv.tv. They have their own pricing, $49.99, so $50. It's almost like you're curious. So out of curiosity, I would want to watch this fight. I want to see it. The other angle to this is that you can't possibly think that these two fighters, the way they're training, the way they're talking, I just don't see these guys stepping in the ring and just pillow fighting with one another. One of the other parameters that came out, or one of the other rules that came out, was that if there's any severe cut, they will stop the fight. Not that they're not going to allow any cuts. Anything that's deemed a severe cut, they're going to stop and they're going to step in and call the belt. I don't see these guys just playing around, dancing, smiling, kind of like we saw a few years back, an exhibition match between Oscar De La Hoya and Shaquille O'Neal. We saw Oscar De La Hoya and Mario Lopez. We saw Evander Holyfield and former United States president candidate Mitt Romney and Evander Holyfield. Those are the type of charitable events that I could see happen. I just don't see either one of these guys lending themselves to this, to where they just want to dance around and hug each other and take it easy on one another. I don't see Mike Tyson acting like that. I don't see Roy Jones acting like that. And that's the curiosity that's building inside of me. And I think a lot of fans as well, where you're like, it's just hard for me to believe that they're going to step in and just play around with one another. They're definitely not training and talking that way. So the rules could say one thing, on paper it could say one thing, but we might see another thing. I mean, it won't be an exhibition match if Tyson shows up and just knocks out Roy Jones, or if Roy Jones lands that big left hook and causes damage to Mike Tyson or drops him. Of course there's going to be a winner, right? We're going to see it. We'll be witnessing a winner by way of knockout, by way of stoppage. So I just don't see these guys doing it. That's the curiosity in this fight. If you have the $50, buy it. Get together with some friends, chip in. Maybe everybody could chip in a few bucks here and there and get the fight on you, or who knows? Maybe it'll just be a big sham, right? A big show, because that's how it's being billed, right? They're going to have music. They got a social media star with a former NBA player as a co-headliner over Badu Jack. Badu Jack's like the third or fourth fight on that card, so not even getting any attention, which is beyond me, because he's been a main eventer already on major networks, HBO, Showtime in the past, with PBC. So I'm not sure how to take it. As it gets closer, we'll see. There's a lot of hype going on with this fight, and obviously so, because of the legends, right? The names that are involved with this fight. I like to say, hey, it looks like it's just going to be a circus type fight, but I just don't see either one of these fighters lending themselves to be made look like fools. They're going to step in there, and once the punches get flowing, I think it's bound to break out into a fight. The other thing that also I forgot to mention, aside from the cuts, is that the 8 rounds are actually going to be down to 2-minute rounds, not 3-minute rounds. And this happened due to a Julio Cesar Chavez. The WBC came down with this change due to Julio Cesar Chavez having these exhibition matches in Mexico with Jorge El Travieso Arce, and not too long ago, and they mentioned how Julio Cesar Chavez and Arce were really, really tired. Arce, of course, retired after Julio Cesar Chavez finished his career, of course. So Julio Cesar Chavez is a lot older than Arce, and during their exhibition match, they said he was just gasping for air, and so then they ended up adjusting the time for this fight to a 2-minute round, 2 minutes per round, 8 rounds altogether. So do with that information what you will. If you watch it, let me know what you think. Send me shoot me an email, send me a comment. Let me know what you guys thought after you watch it, hopefully, or if you even want to watch it, if you're even considering watching it, or you're just going to wait for the results. Why not? Right? So I'm curious to see what you guys think. That's the latest news that I got here. Stay tuned for more content. I'll be putting out some more content this week, and have a good one.